morning, I'm Vanessa from Life Mentoring. Today I'm talking about empathy. I asked the question, are you empathetic? And maybe, just maybe, you might be doing it wrong. And you're probably wondering, how can I be doing it wrong? Empathy is good. So I'll talk to you about that. But what I'm going to say to you first is have an open perspective. And if you are open to this, you'll see how you can do it differently and everybody gains from it. Well, first, let's talk about what is empathy. Just to be clear, empathy is the ability to sense other people's thoughts and feelings and what they're going through. And you sort of imagine what that might be like. However, here's what you may not know. There are different types of empathy. So there's cognitive empathy, and that's when you imagine what it's like, putting yourself in their situation, but not mirroring their feelings. So many of us do the next one, which is emotional empathy, where we feel we've actually got to go through the emotions with them. It's one of the definitions was called personal distress. So that's where you actually put yourself in their situation so that you live it with them. So when you're living it with them, you're actually feeling the emotions as though you have to feel those emotions to show the empathy. And it's like you've caught the emotions off them, and that's how you fully get immersed in it. But actually, a little caveat, remember, we don't really know what that person's thinking and feeling because we have not experienced life as they have. We have not had their upbringing and their experiences. So everybody's perspective, we can relate to it, and we always find a similar situation, and so we can show some understanding. But you actually don't know exactly what that person's going through. So we as coaches, we ask you questions. We don't give you advice or talk at you. So if you've come across a coach and they're talking at you and giving you advice, that's not actually going to help you to your fullest, because we ask you questions for you to find out for yourself, because we don't know your situation fully. We can just relate to it. So I just want to say, is empathy good or bad? And obviously empathy is good. It's really good to empathize. We all know this. But I'll tell you when it's bad. It's bad when we do emotional empathy, because what happens is we become overwhelmed because we're so immersed in it. And people in the kind of industry, like the caring industry and counsellors, they actually suffer burnout because they're continually feeling everybody else's emotions. And that's really not good for us. So that's when empathy is bad. However, I have good news. There is a third category, compassionate empathy. This is the one we want. I'm not saying all the time. Like, you can switch in and out of these modes. I'm just saying it's really, really bad for people who continually use emotional empathy. So here's your other option. So you've got cognitive empathy and you've got emotional empathy, and now you also have compassionate empathy. And the advantage of this is you're still acknowledging what the person is going through. You are still showing understanding, and so they can continue to share, and you build up that trust. And if it's a friend, obviously then you've got that two-way, and it's going to be reciprocal, which is absolutely brilliant. So just to summarize, yes, be empathetic. It's wonderful, but don't immerse yourself in their feelings and mirror their feelings and feel it too. You'll suffer burnout. And when you suffer burnout, you suffer, and then everybody you've been, caring for as well or reciprocating with suffers too. So that's about self-care. And obviously there's a lot about self-care at the moment, but this is one of the ways that you can preserve yourself. So I hope that's been helpful to you. I know it's quite informative to understand different ways of showing empathy. And if you can use that, you'll get a lot further in life and you'll be more helpful to everybody. Have a good week.